guys, welcome back to Drive to Survive. We are here for race number 9 here of season 2, and we're around Miami for today's race, and it's wet here early on in the Miami circuit. As we join on board, it's full wet tyres, some going for the intermediate potentially with Nick here early on in qualifying. However, as we come into this race here on race 9, the championship's starting to heat up as we had our first championship swap over last time out as Spry took the championship lead from Wads in Hungary. Today, it was looking to try to take it back after a fair few races, which to be honest haven't really been his best when you're looking at him from a standpoint. He's really struggled as Wads in these few races which he's done of late, and Spry has ultimately took advantage of that, and he now leads this World Championship here in Drive to Survive. So it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out this race here. And the constructors, another thing to point out, of course, a 25-point gap now for Williams, who lead the Constructors' Championship, and then Mercedes 17 off Ferrari in third place at the moment, and it's actually quite close between the Red Bull, McLaren and Mercedes for that third place battle here, as we're on board with Radabomb now, who's waiting to start his lap around Miami for his first run. But the championship, of course, it's 1 point which separates Spry and Wads going into this race. So of course Shifty was is a further few back, with it being just under a 20-point gap. He is 18 to be exact between him and Wads, and then a further 17 to Spry. So yeah, but he's ultimately there just through consistency, because of course he hasn't actually won a race. Top two have won a race along with Mechanic this season. Will Radabomb be looking to win a race today here this time around? Well, first in this short qualifying, he's going to look to put it on pole position, because of course every lap matters with it being a sprint weekend here today. As he crosses the line, he goes for his first lap here in the wet round Miami. As he breaks into turn 1, he lifts off the throttle before just letting the car tiptoe its way through this turn 1, as any further power increase will just send you flying here around the Miami circuit as you make your way through 1 and 2 into 3 you go now. Here, as it is literally going to be tiptoeing through this first sector, pretty much because of the high speed corners. Going through this first sector, if you're going to try and just go and swing the car from left to right and then hang it on, you're probably going to end up spinning and losing control of the car. And that's, to be fair, if you're on control you may get away with it. However, being on wheel, you're finished. But he does a 37 through that first sector. Does the Aston Martin here of Radabomb now, as he makes his way into the middle sector. Of course, no DRS under qualifying conditions in the wet, so it's just based on his pure downforce level, which is going to be generating that straight line speed here today in this qualifying session. Now as he makes his way into the tricky part of this sector 2, where you've just got to let the car take itself round on half throttle before getting back on the power again, as you do it all through 2 up into 3 for a brief moment before you're down to 2 again. You ride the curve over, but not too much, or else you'll lose all kinds of grip coming out the corner and then exiting the sector 2 before you get onto the Miami straight, where he almost hits the wall there, but however does 1:14.9 there through that middle sector, so it's not really looking where he wants it to be for pole position here when you consider it's raining. However, but maybe it'll be enough depending on where the other drivers behind are doing with their struggles in the wets as well. As he makes his way into the hairpin, the final corner of the circuit now, or penultimate corner should I say, he makes his way through the DRS section point and past the pit entrance before you get half throttle to 75% and then full throttle to the line. Now as he goes around the final corner, he crosses the line. It's a 1:43.7 to beat for pole position here is what Radabomb is setting. The McLaren though of Mechanic is coming fast, and he's looking to retake that pole position from Radabomb now as he makes his way out the final corner. Can he put it on pole, or will it just be behind Radabomb in the Aston Martin? It's the McLaren though who goes to the line and then retakes pole position by almost over a second. It is a second exactly, practically, for the McLaren as he takes pole position. Edwin's on an outlap, so he won't matter too much. However, Lurks is on a lap here, and he's almost spun it into the wall here. You talk about drivers potentially losing it, and you've just got to be so careful here not to get in the power too early. He did get in the power too early, almost spun it into the corner. He's not on a lap, his Needle. So now we turn our attention to Spry, who is on a lap here as he crosses the line. He goes on to pole position now by over a second here. Maybe the track's starting to evolve here as the rain potentially calms down a bit. However, it doesn't look like it is really calming down at all, but he goes on to pole position by over a second. Radabomb now 2 down as Nick goes 3.6 down on those in front of him as he goes on to a second row start ahead of Lurks, of course, whose lap isn't really much of it. Leclerc goes 4th fastest here, dropped down to 5th because Wads now puts himself 2nd fastest onto a front row start. 7 tenths off the pace here though now. The second Aston Martin of Daniel T puts himself onto a second row ahead of his teammate though. Goes 4th fastest here before we see Captain Blackburn or someone else go to start. Ollie go to start a lap here as Nick now pops up in 7th fastest. Was it Nick? No, it weren't. It may have been Needle there crossing the line. Not where he wants to be with that time. It's pretty much off the pace completely now as we watch Ollie on board. But first we go to Shifty Wizard here, who's just ahead on his lap as he makes his way through these the end part of sector 2 now. Lets the car drift around that corner before you get into the power just for a brief moment before you lift off again and ride the curb in this final part of the sector where you've got to be careful not to get too deep going into that corner, else you have your lap time invalidated as you miss the entire chicane. But he comes out of sector 2, he's on 1:39 there. It's not a bad middle sector, it could be competitive enough. However, will it be competitive enough for pole when he goes to the line? Mechanic though goes and takes pole position here by 1/1000th of a second. Barely anything. Well, there's nothing to split the two drivers at all. It's 1/1000th, which puts Mechanic up on pole ahead of Spine Apples. Shifty Wizard, can he do anything about that though? Now he's making his way around on his first flying lap. As he goes past the pit entrance, he makes his way into the final corner to cross the red and black and white stripe line, and he only goes 4th fastest here, almost a second off the pace now. And now Ollie will be next to cross the line, will he? Yeah, he will, because Oscar is only just starting his lap. So Captain Blackburn, Edwin now coming out onto their outlap. So our Doc stays in the pits for now, potentially hoping for the rain to dry up a bit and potentially intermediate running to get involved. However, it's not looking likely at all here, especially when you consider it's a short quali. So every lap matters, and he may be wanting to get out soon and do that lap. But as we watch on board with Ollie now, he makes his way round the final corner, just about keeping it within track limits. So as he exits the hairpin now, he gets onto full throttle here, battery drained, it's into his 6th and then potentially up to 7th to the line. As he crosses the line, he goes 6th fastest there to split the two Aston Martins there, 1.2 off the pace. And then Daniel T is invalidating here, as now we join on board with Nick again, who's about to finish his second run or potentially start another run. It won't be much though, because he crosses 33 seconds down, so yeah, not really. Blackburn though goes to start his lap here, as we not watch Needle here, who's invalidated, so that ain't gonna be anything to note with that lap time round. Is Leclerc improving? No, he's not. He's about to go and start a lap here while we've got an Aston Martin slowing down on the straight before we're gonna see Edwin, who's on his outlap, about to start his lap. But first we go to Oscar now. He's looking to pick up a bit of a toe, however he doesn't opt to take that toe before getting onto the power into the hairpin now. He drops off the power, full brakes applied just to make your car stop, because it is barely any margin before you can stop into the corner, because it's just going to be that tight of a struggle here, and we're hoping it's not raining the race like it is in quality tonight. As he crosses the line, he only goes 8th fastest ahead of Leclerc behind Daniel T. Next up to cross the line, we're going to see a McLaren here of Edwin to go start his lap. No, it won't be. It will be his teammate. He's probably going for another run here, as drivers looking to fuel for a fair few runs here on this wet tires. They look to just adjust to the track. Spine Apples could be one of those drivers on another run at the moment. Is he draining the battery? Is he not? As he's going to go across the line, he won't be improving here. This is another outlap for him, or should I say cooldown lap. Into the pits goes Raider Bomb now, and now we join on board with Ollie, who he is about to finish his lap up as he makes his way into the hairpin, lifting off, going down into 2, but he's not really got any fuel left, so maybe he's not going to be finishing this lap, as he could potentially improve. However, he is into the pit, so no improvement for him. Drivers now starting to finish up their 2 runs and then into the pits. They're about to go. Wadso, however, maybe going again here. As he makes his way up the final corner, will he look to improve here? As he crosses the line, here goes Wads. That's not going to be anything to note. He's going for his second run now. Next up to cross the line is going to be Nick. However, that's an invalidation of a lap. So it will be Needle instead, who's looking to put his first actual proper flying lap in here. And he will be doing so this time, as he goes to cross the line, goes to 11th fastest ahead of Nick, who also crossed the line to start his lap. Lurks on an outlap here on intermediates, not intermediates, on full wets once again here. Doc's just staying in the pits for now. Maybe he has a qualifying because he's been in the pits for quite a while. Mechanic here, he's up in the middle sector, 900ths of a second he's found. However, he's got the low fuel mode bleeping, so maybe he opts to pit at the end of this lap as he makes his way out the hairpin. Will he choose to pit? First we go to Oscar, who's going to go cross the line, go 4th fastest now does Oscar, before we join back on board with Mechanic again. He's into the pits this time round. Oscar though, onto a second row start here at the moment though, as he's about to go probably pit and then prepare for a final run. As Shifty Wizard goes to the line, now replaces Oscar, goes 4th fastest himself now, and Oscar down onto a third row start this time around. Next up it's going to be Edwin, his first run of the day. Where does it put him as he crosses the line? Only goes 13th here, and it's pretty much the last of those who've set a proper lap here, as Lurks is about to potentially improve on that, and maybe not improve at all, you could argue. Next up we'll be on board with Nick. He's 1.2 up through this middle sector at the moment before we go to Wads, actually, because Wads is on a lap here. He's invalidated though, so that's doing nothing for him, and I imagine he's going to be pitting at the end of this lap for a new set of tyres. Maybe, maybe not. No, he's not. No, is he? Yeah, he does pit. So into the pits goes Wads, and now we join aboard with Captain Blackburn, who's about to make his way into the final corner. As he makes his way out the penultimate into the final, he goes and crosses the line. Can he improve? He is improving. He goes 8th fastest there behind his teammate. Not much to note of improvement, however, it's one position higher on the grid. Next up is Nick. Now, where can he put his car? 12th. Can he go any higher? He crosses the line. Goes 11th fastest to replace Needle, who's into the pits himself now. Next up will be Oscar. However, he's going to be on an in-lap, you would imagine, here, as he's down by 5 tenths. At the moment, looks to just be lag there, as they got very tight there. Coming out the corner, did Raider Bomb. I don't know what I just heard, but I just heard something coming from outside, and it sounded very dodgy, so... yeah. I'm just going to peer out my window a minute, because no one's on that lap, I don't believe. It's people not knowing how to drive on the roads of England, per se. And my internet may disconnect here. That's also another thing I'm worrying about, because for some reason, yeah, things would be, yeah, gone. Internet gone. Lovely. Oh, are we back? I don't know what's going on, man. Well, it's a confusing thing. For me, it is at least. Are we still live? Oh, so we're still live. That's mad. Yeah. So the fact that we're live is a bit odd. I don't really know what to do. I'll restart my game in that. See whether it's out. So now I've restarted my game, will that do anything? I don't know, to be totally honest. Wait till we see till we restart the game as we make our way through into the menus. We go EA account required, Yoho. I'm really confused. Now we owe. I may need to restart. I'm not too sure. But then again, it's just said that it's connected, so. Lurks, if you're here, Shifty, if you're here, can I have an invite or someone, anyone? I don't know. Really odd that. Oh yeah, they're going to kick me from the game, but yeah, that happens. And we do get an invite. I also got a few friend requests. Look at that. People want to be my friend. How fun and exciting. People want to be my friend. Wow. That's actually insane. But now we are going to get back into qualifying here, as we're going to be at the 3-minute mark. Something like that when we join back, and people are going to be all going for that pole position, which last time we checked was Mechanic by 1,000th. As we make our way back into the session. Mechanic has just took pole position once again here. By some more. So as we join back, Mechanic sets another lap time, puts him back onto pole position by 3 tenths of a second there he's done it. So next up, we're going to look to Spry here, who's making his way on his lap. He's up at the moment through the middle sector. However, it's not looking like it's enough to put him on pole position here. All still on the wet tyres at the moment, and probably for the foreseeable future as they make their way through on these laps, and potentially some of their final flying runs before, well, second to final flying runs before they go on another. As he makes his way into the middle sector, this is all about it, unless he's not improving here, because he doesn't have the battery as it stands. But he is up here by a tenth of a second, so he's found about a tenth and a half through the middle. Needs another 2 tenths in this final sector if he's going to go take pole. He'll be picking up a bit of a slipstream from the car in front. and then he sees a Ferrari getting out his way. That's Wads though on an outlap. He's going to probably get 2 flying runs in. Spry alike here as he makes his way into the hairpin, the final corner, letting the car just drift itself to the right side of the track before you go to the left and narrow it up again before straightening up the front axles into the final corner you go. As he crosses the line, he goes pole position by... No, he doesn't. He matches Mechanic's time exactly though, 1:41.244 for Mechanic and Sprynapples. However, Mechanic set his lap first, so he sits pole position for the time being. However, it's the exact same lap for the two drivers out in front at the moment. Next up to cross the line is going to be somewhere. It's not going to be Mechanic because he's on an outlap, I believe. So we turn our attention to Needle. Ollie did just cross the line there, however that's not doing much here. So Needle, where can he put this lap time? And now he's currently P13, second to last of the runners who've done a lap. Dox has now just started his outlap as he's about to go again. Where does Needle put this lap then? As he makes his way through the final corner, well not through the final corner, through the penultimate corner, and now into the final corner he goes, straightens up the car to the line, doesn't improve here, stays P13. Now we go to the two Aston Martins, or one of the two. It's Daniel Taylor who's making his way around on circuit before Raider Bomb is about to start his lap here. Next up is going to be Lurks here, who's also on an outlap, before we turn our attention to Ollie, who's just started a lap. However, he's invalidated at the time being. Anyone trying to finish a lap here at the moment? Shifty Wizard not finishing the lap by the looks of it, looking to go for another run here though on the wet compounder tyre. As he crosses the line, he's going to go for another run on the wet compounder tyre. However, Wads isn't on a lap in the Ferrari at the moment, sitting P3. Leclerc sits P6 for the Ferrari in the sister car at least. So we turn our attention to Wads, makes his way out of the hairpin now into the final parts of the circuit. He goes past the pit entrance, got yellow flags for a car who's been spun round there. The Williams spun there in the penultimate corner, and Wads crosses the line, doesn't manage to improve, stays 3 tenths off pole position. Now it's going to be Aston Martin of Daniel T. However, he's invalidated here. Is Nick improving? No, he's also invalidated here on his run. So we turn our attention to the next McLaren, and it's Mechanic. He's invalidated as well, so he's going to get one more flying lap before qualifying's over for him. He sits pole position by nothing at all here at the moment, apart from the fact that he set his lap time before the driver behind. Oscar now also invalidated. Many a driver here invalidating here on laps as it stands. And there we see Needle spun round in that final corner there, and then we almost see a spin from the Aston Martin, who hits the wall in front of Needle. That's not Daniel T. Daniel T's also off, so both Aston Martins off track. Raider Bomb's out of qualifying now as he retires from the session. No improvement from him. Mechanic is done there. He's on pole position at the moment. Edwin, it's slowest for him in P14. Dox is on a lap at the moment, so now we turn our attention to Lurks, who'll be the first to finish his flying lap as he makes his way out the final corner. He gets a bit of a slider as he oversteers coming out the corner, but he gets back on the power, but that's going to lost him a lot of time, and now he's finished. He's out of qualifying, down in P11 at best. Tapping Blackburn to the line. Can he improve? Crosses the line, stays P9 here at the moment. There we see a Red Bull of Shifty Wizard cross the line, stays P4. No improvement from him. It's now Daniel T here, who we saw going off track. He ain't going to be improving. Is Leclerc going to be improving out the final corner? No, he's not. He settles forward P6 as it stands. As Wads is now on his lap at the moment, trying to give it everything in these final corners. We've got yellow flags here for an Aston Martin. By the looks of it, Wads done out of qualifying there. So now all attention turns to Sprynapples. He managed to match Mechanic on his last run with the exact same lap time. However, Mechanic set his first, so Spry has just got to improve by 1/1000th of a second. That will put him on pole if he can do so as he makes his way into the final corner. Has he done it, Spry? As he crosses the line, has he done it? Yes, he has! In the final lap of qualifying, Spry puts his Williams on pole position by 2.5 tenths of a second here, right at the depth. He's on pole. Mechanic has to settle for P2 only here at the moment, with what seemed to be a potential pole snatched away from him at the last second. Wads will round out the podium on the sprint grid as he goes P3. Shifty Wizard following close behind by 5/1000th of a second the difference. Well, Oscar sits a further few tenths back now. Leclerc P6 followed by Raider Bomb before the two AlphaTauris with Ollie and Blackburn in 8th and 9th, and then following on from them is going to be Daniel T. So now we carry on going again. Okay, we do that. That's qualifying here, and it's Spry on pole with Docks at the bottom, maybe. But it's Spy who catches up right at the end, as you say. Oosh. Yeah, so Doc's unable to find anything on his one and only flying run ultimately, so waited till the end, didn't work out for him here. But nevertheless, a brilliant qualifying in the rain. I don't know what it's going to be for the race. We'll probably see a dry race here. However, the rain would be nice, as we saw in rain in Hungary, I believe. Yeah. Next up, though, it's going to be a sprint race here around Miami as we go for like nine laps. Let's say something like that. We like 9 laps. 9 laps of racing. China's 9. Let's give it like 11 laps maybe, I don't know. Yeah, for the Miami sprints, which will then decide the grid for the actual race itself here. But of course, it's actually crucial Spy getting on that pole position because that puts him 2 ahead of Wads, who's P3. P3 for Wads, who needs to make positions and finish ahead of Spy this weekend if he wants to retake the championship lead. If he finishes behind Spy in overall points, then that gap only opens up ever further after being overtaken in the last race. So now as we wait, we are going to have a dry race, not going to be a wet, not dry race, dry sprint. Not going to be a wet sprint here this time out. So yeah, we have an interesting race I like, but it's going to be 1, make that 2, and now we have a hat-trick before we go 5, and 5 red lights, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go here for the Miami sprint as we get off the line. Mechanic gets a good getaway here into turn 1, however, Spry getting away quite evenly as well. Wads is going to try and go around the outside before we see the Haas over Oscar also going around the outside as well. It's going to be a bit of a contact there between the Ferrari as he goes off the track there. Leclerc off the track as Blackburn makes up a position on Daniel T as they swap and turn. Round the outside now though, we see the AlphaTauri of Captain Blackburn trying to go up the inside. Goes Ollie though as he makes that move stick. Off the track goes the Aston Martin as Leclerc has found himself sandwiched in between the 2 Aston Martins. Daniel T now off the track potentially, and Nick trying to hang on the back of this battle here while the front 5 also tried to pretty much getting away pretty well here on the opening lap of the race as they go wheel to wheel. Now it's Nick and the Aston Martin go into each other and crash on this opening lap at the moment, and they're both spun around and they're both left to the back of the grid now. It's ultimately a mistake there from Nick, it looked to be, as he cut off the Aston Martin, sent him flying into the wall and subsequently sent himself into the wall. Sprido leads on this opening lap as we see a little lock up there from Mechanic, but Spry losing time going over the curb, and now he's going to be under pressure on the straight where we're going to see this slipstream come into action here at the moment on this opening lap of the sprint. Tyre situation is going to be mediums for all bar Radar Bomb, Ollie and Leclerc all on the soft compound tyre. As we make our way into the hairpin in the third to last corner, we see Radar Bomb there looking to pull out and make a move down the inside, however has to back out as he looks to make moves on them soft compounded tyres. Anyone getting close? Dox is getting close, however not close enough, and it's Edwin in the same situation, but he's going to go for a dive bomb down the inside, locking up though, and ultimately has to keep himself down in P13 there. Almost found it, however it just weren't about enough there as he went for that move. As we see swaps and changes all about, it looks to have been Radar Bomb maybe up into a position as Oscar there makes himself up. Position changes though. 5 down for Daniel T, who's into the pits here. Imagine for a new front wing here. Wow, we see round the outside goes Mechanic here as he makes look to make that move stick. Has he made it stick? Yes, he has. As they make their way out of 6, it's Mechanic into the lead of the race. And now Wads fancies his chances up the inside here as they go wheel to wheel. They don't want to be doing what Nick and the Aston Martin did, however they managed to keep themselves within each other, and now Spry's going to fight this one back around the outside himself here as they go wheel to wheel here into the corner. We see Wads now trying to dive at the inside as they went free abreast for a moment. He's going to hang it around the outside. Here is the Ferrari, however just has to back out now as he still continues on, but ultimately nothing doing so on this second lap of the race, or sprint should I say, at the moment here as they ride the curve. They go into the back straight here of Miami. These 3 battling for position here, however we're going to have to wait until the DRS to probably get any real overtaking. However, Mechanic did find the overtake on lap 2 though in turn 6. Shifty Wizard also trying to hang on to the back of this here as he stayed in position alike with Wads. Radar Bomb they're up into P5 along with Ollie there, while Oscar and Leclerc dropping 2 and Blackburn staying where he is. Leclerc's even staying 10th there, and Spry now sets the fastest lap before Shifty Wizard takes it on, and Ollie follows on as well as they all make their way. DRS now enabled here on the second lap of this sprint. D2S has made the most gains here. He's up to 11th after that one qualifying lap, where he only saw P15. Now he's up into P11 on track. He needs a few more to get into points positions though on this sprint weekend today, before he wants to set himself into a better position for the actual race itself in a few minutes time or whatever, and it's like 20 minutes. But now we see Spry chasing through this middle sector. He's going to get DRS here when he makes his way onto this sort of straight edge, but however it can't really because it's a straight because you're going from left to right for parts of it. But now he's going to pick up the slipstream here, and he may look to dive down the inside. He's gaining even further down the straight here. Will he look to make that move? No, he won't. Just decides to back out, probably thinking of the back straight in a few moments time, which will then potentially allow for the switch back for Mechanic here, who leads through these middle parts of the lap on this sprint race. As we're 3 into 10, it's already proved to be an action-packed sprint, and we're looking to carry that on at the moment as he makes his way out of the corner onto straight we go. This is the overtaking chance for Spry. He looks to regain that pole position stolen from him on lap 2 of this sprint. He's gaining even further here on the back straight now, and it's going to be a pretty simple move at the end as he pulls out to the left hand side of the McLaren. He makes that move and he's up ahead of the McLaren now. However, the McLaren may look to take this one back here as we join on board with him. They go past the pit entrance here. Doc's struggling for position with Lurks as he makes his way up into P10 now. 2 to go and he's into the points position. Spry sets the fastest lap of the sprint here now as we make our way into turn 1. Nothing doing so there. Anyone looking to make a move, or anyone even close enough to make a move, a lot of DRS trains forming, which is making it unable to do so for a lot of the drivers. Doc's managing to hold off Lurks. However, Needle is not under pressure because it's going to be Edwin under pressure here as Nick's going to go for a move down the inside here. Does make that move down the inside up into P30 and he goes now. Edwin demoted into P14, and then Daniel T running quite a lonely race there at the back. But now Mechanic sees his opportunity again. Will he do what Spry did and wait for the opportunity on the back straight, or will he chase him down and make the move as soon as possible here? He's gaining even further. Will he make that move all the way back out? He isn't making that move, he is backing out. So Mechanic stays P2 for the time being, while Wads just looks for any mistakes from these two drivers or any squabbling, which may seem to give him an opportunity to make a move into the potential lead of this sprint. Now Shifty Wizard also in that same situation. Raider Bomb joining on, and this DRS train is starting to form here while the top two don't want to overtake each other through this back straight. It allows the others all to catch up, and we've got a train all the way down to the Hassler in P7 now. As we go back on board on the straight again, he's gaining the slipstream. However, he's not too close here, and he may have to move late into the hairpin if he's going to get it done. As they go into the hairpin, he's not close enough here as Mechanic, so him backing out on the first of 2 back straights ultimately has cost him here that race lead at the moment. And now they go on to the start finish straight, and potentially he'll be looking to take it this time. In the slipstream he goes. Can he pull into the inside? No, he can't. No move there doing so for him this time round. As we join back on board with Lurks and Dox in this battle for P10 they go. Dox is going to try down the inside here. Nick's retired from the session and we have a safety car. Daniel T, maybe we'll get to follow it on board with him. What happened with Nick, I don't know. Terminal damage, so he may have crashed, he may have done something, I'm not too sure, but we have a safety car here on lap 4 of 10 here of this sprint already, so that means Nick will be starting from the back of the pack in the actual race itself for 20 something laps, like 27, 28, I don't know. It may not even be that, it may actually be a short race on here, can't remember. But yeah, we're not going to actually get to see that. Will anyone choose to pit here? Daniel T could be an option to pit. He does. And he also got his offer into pits. But so Daniel T chooses the option is to put on a new set of tyres on Spry Mechanic. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Soft runners as well. Will they look to get rid of their softs, potentially put on a new set of softs for the last 5 laps? They'll go soft. But have that better advantage of course here. But then again, you've also got to make your way through the pack. What's Daniel T going on to? I imagine it's going to be softs. Yes, it is soft compound tyres. However, I think Spry and Mechanic, they're probably just going to chill on the mediums for the time being here in the safety car as we make our way round. It looks like a sunny day in Miami. I don't know. It is a sunny day in Miami. But for the championship, what this means is that Spry will be opening that gap by a further 2-3 points. The gap is 1 point going into this race. It looks to open up by a few more, or a couple more should I say, coming out of it, as Mechanic separates the two there at the moment, and Spry into the pits. Mechanic will opt to take the lead of the race. Wads also following into the pits along with Shifty Wizard. This is going to be interesting to see how many pit, because that could determine Mechanic's choice as well. Raider Bomb is going to carry on use soft compound tyres, like with Ollie. Oscar opting to pit. Leclerc stays out, he's going to gain himself a few positions up into 4th place here. Blackburn into the pits, Docs, Lurks, Nido all following on along with Edwin. Like, maybe will Edwin pit? Yes, he will. No point in not doing so there. So Edwin alike also into the pits, while Daniel C of course has already pitted as he looks to catch the safety car queue up. So tyre situation is going to be use mediums and then use softs all the way down to Leclerc here for the top 4, and then after that they're all going to be being charged down by the likes of Spry, Wads and Shifty Wizard and Oscar, and then it all trickles down for what is going to be a sprint within a sprint itself here on this sprint race, shall I call it, at the moment. Nick, if you had the clip, post it in chat of you crashing if you have the clip. I don't know if you do, but I didn't see it. I'm presuming, if you didn't make contact, what I'm presuming happened is that you went out of the hairpin, and maybe, to be fair, maybe you just got too deep into the hairpin and just went straight on into the wall, because that's where you crashed. I don't know. Yeah, of course, as you see, you have your days, you're done. But then again, there's still a race to go, and you may have a chance in that. Of course, it's been very tight on pace out on the opening 5-6 laps of the sprint, so there's no reason to say that you can't make points down in 12th in the race position. It's only 4 free positions to go, 4 positions to be up. And as we follow on, it's going to be safety car. It should be safety car in next lap. Daniel T will depend. I think what will happen, unless Daniel T caught over, I don't think we'll get a safety car in actually next lap, because you need to be 2 racing laps to go. So 9 and 8, they can afford to go into, yeah, so they may do another after this. Maybe. But anyone really looking at chat? Because of course we saw so many cars going off in them opening laps, and that may ultimately affect some of these drivers here. So then you see some collisions. Leclerc track limits, Blackburn 1-1-1 and 1. Raider Bomb's got himself 2 track limits, lets himself on so many track limits, despite the amount of cars we saw going off. And there's some front wing changes for some drivers here at the moment. Daniel Taylor done a medium soft strategy for this sprint. Interesting to see. However, he has had 2 front wing changes as well there after he started on the medium tyre, so now we should get safety car in this lap. It's going to depend on Daniel T, of course, actually as well. As he says, P14, which will be P14 on the grid for the race itself here. Mechanic will be taking pole for the race as it stands, and he may be in a good position here, Mechanic, because ultimately, the longer this safety car goes on, you could argue better for his tyres, but it is better for his tyres. And it also gives the drivers behind less and less laps to get to him, because of course it's 3 drivers between him and Spry, so Spry's got to get past them 3 drivers who are on USOFs, yes, but they're still going to be tough to get past if he doesn't get past them early on. And then even so, if he gets past them, he's going to have lost time squabbling with them through certain parts of the racetrack unless they just let him pass, which I doubt is going to happen here. Safety car not in this lap, so we are going to have 2 racing laps only by the looks of it. Yeah, because even so in the back park, I think crashed with the news from 9 because of Edwin. So yeah. But this is all advantage in Mechanic's favour, because while those behind choose to pit, yes, they're going to have the much better pace. However, Spry's going to have to get everyone on lap 8, not lap 8, lap 9, he's going to have to get everyone. And then he's going to have to try and gain and overtake Mechanic on lap 10 with no DRS assistance. So, as much as it may seem like the better option, like the times have gone on new tyres, it's going to be difficult in what will be remaining for him to do so. Yeah, well, that's the thing, it's bold as you say to start, but as I explained there, 2 racing laps gives them such a bigger advantage with the fact that they have stayed out. I think, but then again, I think Raider Bomb, Ollie and Leclerc, they're done. They may take, like, Raider Bomb, let's say, may get a top 5. He'll probably get a top 5, you expect. However, Ollie and Leclerc, they're done. But this is all going to help Mechanic, because Mechanic's tyres will hang on a lot easier, so yeah. And he's going to have to use them as his border between him and Spry. But then guaranteed Mechanic also has to get a good getaway himself here. Well, that's going to cost him time I like. I'm just playing around with the map settings here. See what it's like. I always go full view map even when I'm racing myself. I don't know, I see many a driver on mini map. I don't like mini map at all, even when I'm racing, because I'll be trying to look to see where how far someone is behind me. Like say who I can't see in top left on the board. So yeah, a bit full mark for that. It also helps when you're trying to like get an undercut or overcut. But yeah, about whatever talk it is, map talk, we should be safe. Well, we have to be safety carring. If we're not safety carring, well, then they go in safety car till the end. As you can say, it's shootout. Yep, safety car in. So Mechanic theoretically is in a very good position to win this sprint, because of course the earliest Spry should be able to overtake him is either on this back straight in a lap's time or next lap, but that's guaranteeing that he gets a better start than the likes of Raider Bombolli and Leclerc, of course, who are also going to be in the pressure from Spry. If they get bad starts, then again he's gone. So Mechanic has gone early here at the moment as he looks to get away and put that gap as soon as possible, and he may have done this perfectly here. As we go green flags, we cross the line again. It's a 1.4 second gap before we even get to the line here. So Raider Bomb is dropped off the mark here as he fell short, and Spry is already looking to make a move into turn 1 as he goes round the outside of Leclerc. Wad's also looking to do the same. As the two Ferraris are going wheel to wheel and they ride over each other coming out of the first corner. Wad's though somehow gets that move done, but does he have damage there? Surely he has underbody damage because he rode over the top of his teammate and somehow survived. Now though, as we make our way through on this sprint of sprints, it's Spry who's made up a position here, and now he's gaining in the slipstream here on the Alpha Tauri. You see the grip difference there as we make our way through. Raider sleeping, as you say, and now he's going to look to make that move as Spry. However, just has to back out for now. He's giving it everything here on these 2-lap sprints, and Wads is also gaining now in this battle here. Can he look down the inside there into the chicane set of corners? No, he can't. However, he's going to go for that dive bomb now. Can he make it stick? No, he can't, and that allows the door for Wads to try and sneak through, and they make contact. Wads spins Spry round, who's all the way going to the back of the field now, and that's going to help his championship hopes as Wads. However, Spry's going to be meaning to zoom about that, because that's going to deplete his championship hopes. And now he's took another driver out. Wads has took 2 drivers out in a matter of corners here at the moment. And yes, it may look good in P3, however, the penalty points are going to be coming at him like that, because he has took 2 drivers out. Looks pretty intentional, even though they may not be. It's not intentional like, but it doesn't look the best for him the way that it's happened, as it looks too late on the brakes. And then he took him out. Of course, he does have to consider when he's driving those in front are unused tyres. Raider Bomb is one of those unused tyres who has been caught snapping, and now Mechanic is in the perfect position, and Spry will start a lonely 14th in the race itself when we go into it here. And it all looked brilliant when he decided to pit and he was making the moves. However, he couldn't make the move when he needed to, got caught in a fight, got spun round by the car behind. So now we make our way onto the last lap of this sprint. Mechanic is leading from Raider Bomb, who ain't putting much of an imposition up, but Wads is trying to get any bit closer he can here. They got 1.2, however the tyre difference can't be underestimated here, and maybe that could find him that 1.1 seconds he needs. Shifty Wizard makes a move there on Leclerc now, while Oscar's also trying to battle it out. They're going 3 abreast here into the corner for a momentary second before they make their way out. We see Edwin spin around. That is going to give Spry an extra position in the race start here. As now, can Oscar make a move here on Leclerc? He's going to go round the outside into the corner. Later on the brakes, trying to hangs it around with his car. However, he does make the move stick, and so does Shifty Wizard as he finds a move at the inside as well. Leclerc forced deep onto the inside line, ultimately costing him a position then too. As now they ride over the curb, we see contact there between Leclerc and Leclerc now. All contact sleeping around here at the moment, as the two, the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo here both making contact there coming out of the corner. And now we see Wads trying to gain. He has found about half a second in that part of the lap, however he's not done much, and Shifty Wizard makes a move on Oscar. However, it's been brilliant strategy rise from Mechanic as he wins the sprint here in Miami to take P1 and take a big P1. Raider Bomb takes P2. Wads will take P3 on track. We'll wait and see how the Stewards room looks to be, but at the moment that's the championship lead he retakes going into the race itself as he overturns that 1 point gap. Spry will take fastest lap here. He's down in P13 after being spun around, of course, by his championship rival Wads, before Shifty Wizard takes P4 and Oscar rounds off the top 5. Lurks and Docs and Leclerc will round off the points Blackburn just has to settle for outside of him, while Needle will be in him just outside as well. Daniel T, Ollie, Spry and Edwin all following after that, and what a restart that was. That's how the sprint rounds off. Mechanic wins, and it's an Australian 1-2 before the Indian follows on, before sandwiching by a few more Australians. But nevertheless, it's an interesting end to the sprint there, and Spry, he will be charging down him in the field, and of course, he's got a race on his hands now to make up positions to retake that championship lead, which has now actually been, as he went into this sprint a championship leader, he's going to exit the sprint second in the championship, and having to make that championship lead back up in the race itself. But maybe Karma is a thing, and maybe Woods could see Karma coming for him this time round. But as we wait on the grid, we get ready to go racing once again here in Miami, as the party's starting for our final event here. We had a triple event for this Miami. We had the qualifying, it was a wet rain of rain dances alike. We had the sprint where it was the chaotic sprint at that, and now we have a race which is probably going to be boring as out, because we've had the chaos, we had the rain, and we're probably going to get a boring race, because that's the way that life likes to life likes to work. But then again, surprise me, drivers. Maybe someone wants to go and crash into another driver and excite us a bit more on the final lap of the race as we get into a sprint shootout. Maybe, just maybe. However, it's probably unlikely, because they're going to be maybe looking to keep their way a bit safe after the last. Because then again, turn 1 last time, even in the race and sprint, was both mad. But now we have 3, make that 4 and 5 red lights, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go here for a 29 lap race here in Miami. Radebomb looks to get off the line well, however not well enough here, and Wads is already ahead there into the corner. However, Radebomb manages to take it down the inside, and once again he tries to go around the outside, now does Wads, and he flies over, and they get on top of each other now. Do the Ferrari and the Aston Martin here come out the corner, light to what Wads had with his teammate, and maybe he's sustained damage this time. He didn't sustain damage last time. We'll wait and see what it makes out to be as we make our way through. Shifty Wizards found a position here on Oscar. Dox is up into P6 after being P15 for the start of the sprint on the medium tyre. He's looking to pressure the hards of the Oscar in front, however has to back out. Shifty Wizard all over the back of Radebomb here, who's got a terrible start of the line and dropped to P3 and all a bit further. Spry found a few positions here off the start, and now he's looking to make just one more here as he looks to go around the outside. He's got the selection from Leclerc in front. He's up into P9 here, found 4 positions here on the opening lap of this race here, and he's charging for revenge at the moment here, as there we see going wide the AlphaTauri, as Lurks now looks to dive at the inside. They go wheel to wheel here, do the 2 Ferrari and Alfa Romeos. They now ride the curb, and Lurks is riding over the top of that Ferrari. He's got wing damage, or someone does. Surely you think we saw a bit of debris coming off one of the cars. I think it maybe Lurks, or even the Aston Martin, maybe he dropped a few. Spry now though sees this as the perfect opportunity to make some positions up himself here, and he's gaining the position with Lurks, who may have damaged. We wait and see, because Dox is diving down the inside into the hairpin as he finds himself with a big lockup, which may look for the reverse switch as Oscar's gaining once again. However, he's not close enough at the moment as Mechanic leads over the line from Wads. Comes Radebomb, Shifty Wizard, Dox, and now Oscar looking to fight. Spry finds a move here on Lurks here, who moves out to the outside of the track and doesn't fight that one too hard. Spry finding 5 positions on the opening lap of this race. Leclerc next in line to be under pressure from that Williams. Here comes Blackburn though, now looking to try and make a move on Lurks as well. He's not had the best start after his brilliant end to the sprint where he found 4 positions as he went from 10th to 6th. However, he's almost down to 10th after the race start, and all them positions which he gained looking like nothing now, and he's gone wide there, has the Alfa Romeo, and that's going to compromise his run into the back straight here, or 1 or 2 back straights, should I say. He's only made the way through. No DRS though, which may just help him out a bit here, because no DRS until next lap, 2 racing laps, and then DRS gets activated, and that's where the drivers can really start getting a bit of advantage and potentially looking to make more and more moves here as we make our way into the corner. Nothing doing so for him. But Wads sticking with Mechanic like like a magnet here on these opening few laps at the moment as he almost gets into him. He doesn't want to be spinning another driver around or else it's going to be ruining him here, potentially his reputation at the moment. He's already spun 2 rounds, you could argue, which penalty points should be coming his way because it did look like his fault. I'm not sure how he's going to really defend it. Maybe he's going to be bribing his comrades in the FIA officials group chats. We'll wait and see, but a little lock up there from the mechanic. But then Wads rides the curve there, and that's going to lose him a few times coming out the corner, and maybe it's going to cost him DRS. The first DRS detection point going out of turn 6. Mechanic sets the fastest lap of the race to gap 8 tenths out in front. Raider Bomb finding his way a bit now in these next few laps. He's now only 1.2 off. However, Shifty Wizard sticking with, and then so is Spry, who's trying to make a move here around the outside of the Ferrari of Leclerc, who manages to hold him up just for now. Did they make contact there? Even a bit of slight contact may have affected his run and compromised him going through these first set of high-speed corners. Now there is their way through 5 and up into 6 they go now. The slipstream working for a momentary second. However, it's going to be all that dirty air which is putting them offline as they make their way through these middle high-speed corners. Now though, the DRS is going to come into effect. However, Leclerc may have also got himself a bit of DRS in front, but he's got a better exit here. Has Spry, which may be seeing him a move. Wads is just off there. We saw that go contact or whatever with the curve for Wads, and that's ultimately costing DRS. Oscar though, he's not costing any time here at the moment as he's made a move up into P5, and now the Williams of Spry still trying to make this move up into P7. He's going to hang it round the outside, dive up into the inside, and now he makes that move as they go into the chicane. Up into P7 he goes, charging down those in front, and next up is his teammate Dox here in P6 now. Onto the back straight we go this time round. Woz does have DRS as he's looked to recover from his opening lap quabble, or whatever you want to call it. As there's a little lock up from Mechanic. Here we see Dox trying to make a move there down the inside into the hairpin, and Leclerc with DRS manages to re-overtake Spry. However, he's gone deep into the corner. Now Spry looks for the switchback, does get the switchback, and up into P7 he retains once again here. Nido now looks for a move in that battle between Red Bull and Mercedes in 12th and 13th. Red Bull coming out on top this time as they cross the start finish straight. Edwin a further few 1.3 seconds back here. Wadzo, the gap coming down under 4 tenths now here on lap 4 of this sprint, of this race even, should I say. And it ain't looking like it's opening up for Mechanic anytime soon. Them hard compound tyres are starting to work really well here at the moment on these opening laps of the race forwards, while the mediums aren't really doing anything for Mechanic here. And now this is going to be the overtaking opportunity. It's DRS open here for the Ferrari. Can he fly past into P1? He's going to dive down the inside and he'll make that move before he gets to the corner. Up into P1 he goes, manages to hold it down the inside and make sure there's no risk of a switchback, and we've got a car spun round. Ollie going through the high speeds has lost it somewhere, but here comes Nick with DRS to make a move pretty simply there on the Red Bull. Next up in line though is going to be Watts to lose his lead, which he only just gained back because Mechanic has waited his time. He played this game with Spry for a bit before Spry was spun round. Of course, after we had the safety car, is he going to play this game with Watts to the point where he can retake that lead once again? As he's gaining slipstream, will he be close enough into the hairpin? No, he won't. Watts just a few tenths ahead more than Mechanic would have liked. Shifty Wizard up onto the podium positions now as Lurks finds himself a position with DRS, and up into P9 he gets himself there as we see a little lock up in front. Nido once again swapping and changing positions, and Edwin starting to close on that battle now. Spry getting ever closer there, and he's picking up a double slipstream here as he looks to go round the outside here with the potential later braking. They go wheel to wheel here, the two Williams. Has Spry done it coming out the corner? No, he hasn't. However, he's going to still fight it back through the high speeds as they make their way through. It's wheel to wheel here between the two Williams on equal tyres. However, Spry just unable to find any sort of gap which he can see and dive down the inside of to make up a position into P6 at the moment. And he'll be begging that it does come anytime soon because it's losing him so much time to the race lead, which is already at 8.2 seconds. However, he'll be confident that if he can get past his teammate, he can find that race lead. Mechanic now coming back on Wads, and will he wait this time? Yes, he will wait this time. So he's playing that game with Wads where you wait till the back straight and then you take the DRS, and then you maybe even get a double dosage of DRS if you make the move into the hairpin itself there. Essentially, as now we see Shifty Wizard in P3 looking to try and open that gap. However, still within DRS's radar bomb, who will have a chance on the back straight. Spry though has got his move done, so Spry Naples now up into P6 here ahead of his teammate and chasing down Oscar for P5 in this race now. However, he didn't really get the best exit there, but he's going to pick up a bit of DRS to help him and help suffice for that poor exit. and get himself back in the power. Is Leclerc got DRS? Yes, he has, and Dox is dropping time here on the straight. Here goes Leclerc down the inside here. Can he make that move stick into the hairpin? He looks to do so. It's a lock-up though from Dox, which may have just cost him the switch back here as he has to succeed position. Down to P8 he goes here, and ultimately that lock-up would have cost him the time which he needed to try and get that move redone. And now Leclerc sandwiched in between the two Williams and P7. Mechanic still unable to get past the Ferrari and Watson, maybe just biding his time on these medium component tyres, which he doesn't want to burn out too soon just yet here in the early laps of this race. Raider Bomb still sticking with Shifty Wizard for the time being as well. He's on the medium and light with Shifty Wizard, so there's going to be equal tyre compounds in that battle. However, he's gone wide there going into 6 Raider Bomb, and then gets a snapper oversteer coming out of the corner, and that's going to cost him time. Does he have DRS, potentially getting a bit of them temps back, which he lost? By the looks of it, no he doesn't, and now Mechanic does make that move, and Mechanic into the lead of the race he goes ahead of Watts. He bided this time, and now he's taking that move to go. Spry also making a move as he goes up into P5, and now he's charging down Raider Bomb for the podium position fight with Shifty Wizard. Needle makes a move himself, and Oscar here sitting down in P6, potentially looking the pressure from Leclerc, who is too far back to really make any imposition on that battle. Dox here gaining on the drive in front, while Wads is also gaining here in the slipstream. It's the Flying Indian. Can he make a move into the hairpin? No, he can't by us unless he wants to dive late. No, he won't. So he'll take double dosage of DRS. However, Raider Bomb trying to dive down the inside. The little lockup ain't doing anything for him there. While Dox will look to go down the outside. However, Leclerc will find it down the inside before the switchback opens up here for the Williams here as they make their way through. They go wheel to wheel here into turn 1. Leclerc manages to switch it back once again before the DRS opens up. However, none of them have managed to get it. Ollie gets a 3-second time penalty into turn 1. They go. Leclerc dives down the inside to defend here. The Williams looks to try and go around the outside to fight it back. However, he has to succeed position, and brilliant battling between them two. Ultimately, there could only be one though who holds position, and it is the driver of Leclerc who has managed to defend that brilliantly there and keep position. Spry now on the back of this battle for P3 here, and Wads has just dropped to pick up a bit of Mechanic since losing that position. However, DRS is going to help him get back in position to retake the lead of this race here as they make their way through into the corner. Nothing doing so for him at the moment. However, Raider Bomb will be looking to gain. He can't gain close enough, nor can Spry. Lurks here and finds a move as Ollie's retired. He's had enough into the pits. Ultimately, after that spin, his race was over, and now we see Daniel T now trying to make a move down the inside here of Blackburn. However, has to suffice for position, because Blackburn already made that move on him a momentary second earlier. Here comes Oscar there, watching the battle in front now, and Spry all over the back here of Raider Bomb, and Raider's flashing with battery lights. He's out of battery, and Spry has got battery. Spry's got more than enough battery to try and fight this move into the hairpin. There you go. Will he make a late lunge? Yes, he will. Spry with the latest of lunges there as he dived down the inside, found that move and up into P4 he goes. Brilliant move there, showed the confidence which he had in his brakes and tyres and within himself to break that late into the corner and make a move, while Raider Bomb, no confidence it looks like at all to fight that, as maybe he just thought Spry's going to dive either way. I might as well just let him pass before he gets me anyway. Needle now makes a move here on Edwin there, who's spun round. Was there contact between the two drivers? Of course, they were all battling these three at the back. However, Needle's dropped off and so did Edwin, so was there contact? That makes the question stick. Wads still fighting this lead of the race here, and Spry is now charging down for a podium position here, and this has been a brilliant race on Spry, it's got to be said. Well, I think Spry has pace even with these two fighting, because there goes Wads round the outside into the corner. He goes into the lead of the race, and now Spry with DRS can dive down the inside up into the podium spots. He goes ahead of Shifty Wizard, who drops position. Oscar finds himself a position here on Raider Bomb, who's down to P6. But as you were saying, he could do an undercut. However, I think he just has the race pace anyway if these two keep fighting, especially to potentially gain them 4.5 order of a second in no time. As they make their way out there in the sector 2, Shifty Wizard 7 tenths, make that 8 behind now as they're coming out, and Oscar also the same position. However, he's got a tenth more in hand, but Raider Bomb is closest of all here as he's gaining even further in this rate. He's got a triple slipstream to help him out here as he may look to dive down the inside. No, he won't, just has to back out here at the moment. The Spry now starts his charge because he's managed to defend coming into the hairpin. Leclerc though goes wheel to wheel though, and none of these two wanting to give this position up here this time round as they go wheel to wheel once again, and then looks to cut him off, does the Williams. However, can't be too aggressive though, or else he will take him out of the race. But he has made that move stick, and now up into P7 he goes. However, Leclerc with DRS is going to fight it around the outside here into turn 1. They go, they make contact of its little kiss of the wheels, and Dox manages to hold position there up in P7. Now Leclerc still down in P8. Now though, we drop to the front here, and Wad's starting to drop that time between him and Mechanic. Maybe Mechanic's tyres starting to go off a bit now as Wad's on them hard tyres starts to fly into life at the moment. Spry not really gaining too much here since he's made that move on Shifty Wizard, and only sits P3 for the time being. That championship lead extending for Wad's as he took it in the sprint. However, penalty points may be coming his way. Here comes Blackburn though, round the outside there, his battery's flashing, and that may leave the door open for Daniel T here to fight it back as they go wheel to wheel into the corner. Will he make this move, Daniel T? Yes he will, he's ahead into the corner. However, he's going to fight it back down the inside here as Blackburn now, as he's forced wide as Daniel T and deep into the corner. He can't make that move stick, and Blackburn keeps it in P10 for the time being. Nick, seeing this battle going on in front, may see an opportunity to retake a position there in the top 10. But now Mechanic has managed to hold on, and there we see wheel to wheel going Shifty Wizard and Oscar, and this trio almost becoming a quartet. But Radabom's just dropped off a bit, so that ain't happening. But if Oscar is now fighting this one here, he's going to get a double slipstream of DRS involved in that. Nothing down the inside available towards him. Mechanic, however, is just sticking within DRS, but he's on the limit at the moment. Leclerc going wheel to wheel with these two once again, and it's the third time they've done it in a row. Will he make this move stick this time as he looks to try and do it? However, he's gone deep into the corner, and that allows Doxter to reclaim that position, and up into P7 he goes once again here. Dox just somehow manages to hang on in P7 ahead of Leclerc, who looks to have got it done every time and then just manages to fall short. And Daniel T making a front wing change I like with Nick. I'm going to have a drink. As now we go back on board. It's Mechanic chasing here. However, he's dropped time in these last few laps, and so Spry not really finding anything here. And it wouldn't surprise me if Shifty Wizard really overtakes him in these next couple of laps. He may have burned his tyres out trying to make these moves. As there we see with DRS, Leclerc this time finding the move. However, I think they're going for round 4 onto the back straight, these two, when it comes down to it. As now we get a helmet view here. Shifty Wizard, I was tempted to stay on board with that because it looked quite interesting, but not really much doing so for that, as Oscar though is trying to do something here down in P5. Can he make a move here going into the hairpin? No, he can't, just has to back out as it's not really looking likely for him. But it's pit window open now for the medium compound tyre runners as we go on to lap 11, exiting lap 10. Will any of these look to pit? Spry staying out for the time being. Be interested to see what his tyres are like. Radabomb sticking in P6 here. It was once a P3, however, P2 even at the start of this race. However, it's not turned out the way that he wanted. He's 2.9 off that battle for a podium as these two go for round 4. Down the outside he's going to go Dox here. Can he make this move stick into the corner? Banging wheels as they go through the high speeds of turns 1, 2, 3. Now up into 4 they're about to come into before they go into a mini straight here where Dox has had to back out, and into 5 Leclerc has the position, and now Lurk sees an opportunity open up for this P8 spot himself here now as he's chasing down his hard tyres, starting to work a bit better than those mediums out in front here, and he goes wide as Dox now, and now Leclerc lurks, sees the gap down the inside, and he takes that gap, and up into P8 he goes now. With a bit of DRS he may see a move for P7 upon the horizon here, but his battery's flashing, and that's going to be costing him some time in the straight line speeds, or top speeds should I say. He's now right over the curves here, making their way through turns, summit here at the moment. We wait and see what it will come to be on the straight though, where they'll be battling in and out for position. Now as he's in the DRS, he's in the slipstream Shifty Wizard. However, he has the straight line speed to really challenge it all for a move at the top. As we see Oscar in a similar position here. Well, not in a similar position. He doesn't have the straight line speed because Shifty Wizard is basically just being helped along by Spry at the moment. But Wad's out in front leading at the moment as he needs to be. Here comes Lurks now this time round as they go 3 abreast into the hairpin. They exit the hairpin here, going wheel to wheel here as Lurks and Dox always in a battle coming out of this corner into turn One they go now once again here. Lurks is going to try dive down the inside and he may go for 2. However, he has to back out for the time being because Dox is going to go round the outside as they go wheel to wheel once again here. Onto the curb goes Lurks before almost cutting into the back of the Williams now as they make their way through 4. They're still wheel to wheel at the moment as they go into 5. One of them's going to have to back out soon, and it's the Alfa Romeo who does manage to back out and just keep them both at a safe distance from crashing into each other for the time being here at the moment. As now we go back on board, Shifty Wizard starting to drop out of that DRS potentially in the next couple of laps if he can't really find any more pace. That's good news for Oscar, who is sticking all over the back of Shifty Wizard and just potentially looking for that DRS for the Red Bull in front to Ghost, and that opens the opportunity up for him to find the move. As Mechanic just sitting under a sub 2 second margin from Wads, but when he pits he may go for an undercut, which is looking likely, which could sit him back in that lead of the race when he Wads also makes the move as well. Of course, when you make an undercut, there we see Lurks going back and making a move before cutting the corner with a safety car. Lurks gets a 3-second time penalty. Ollie was already out. I'm not sure where he got a safety car. Was there contact? Dog's had a collision. This dog's missing a front wing. I don't know, but that's going to make strategy interesting. So Wad's going to go on mediums. That's going to have to be till the end of the race, you would imagine, because onto the hard compound tyre goes Mechanic. He ain't going to be pitting again. Nor is Brian Apples, who's on to another hard compound tyre. Like with Shifty Wizard, nose behind, who started on the mediums, also gone onto hards. Oscar has to settle for a medium though, because he started on the hards. Lurks and Docs make contact. That's what it looks to be here as Docs into the pits. But Docs has his front wing intact. Lurks having to get a new front wing. Ollie was already out the race, so it's nothing to do with him. He went out on a lap, on about lap 7 or whatever, by retirement of his own. So it's Docs and Lurks who've come together. Lurks lost his front wing, and I imagine debris going into turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then to about turn 9 and 11 around them 3 corners into the hairpin before you go into the back, into the chicane before you go into the back straight, should I say. That's where they make contact, and they're always going to put some double yellows or even a safety car there just due to the debris. So we have a safety car now, essentially, I believe. That's my theory. At lap 13 of 29, here we will probably get going and back on lap 15, I would imagine, for 14 lap sprint till the end ourselves, because it's kind of a sprint where we had a 10 lap rate sprint. We go for 4 more laps for another sprint. But first, of course, we've got to raid out the safety car period, and Wes may not want to overtake the safety car because he looks like he's trying to make a move for some reason. A bit stupid if you ask me, but yeah. Or maybe what he is doing actually, it could actually be quite smart from his boys, because what he's doing actually, now that I thought about it, he's pulling out to the left hand side, cooling his engine, cooling his tyres, and then of course helping him just glide down a bit. And that's of course going to be helping his tyres a lot more on the safety car, because he's not going to be degrading them as much. Which therefore, and of course he's got to save his tyres as much as possible. So when you look at him and Mechanic, one's on hards, one's on mediums, so come the end of this race it's going to be a difficult time for Wads with Mechanics to start to warm up, as we saw in the reversal on the first stint for these 2 drivers at the moment. But of course this, I just thought, Spry is on a hard tyre and he is right in this battle for the lead now. Spry is right up there for the lead, and these 3 are going to be going right at it once again here at the moment. Of course, and we're going to get that similar situation to what we had in the sprint for the first 7 laps, where it was these 3 going nick and took at it through corner after corner. So that is right back where we want to be once again here. And Spry may be able to just ignite that championship challenge once again. But as we follow up, we may even get it going on. Yeah, we'll probably get going on lap 15. Because maybe not actually. It will depend on Edwin. They may go for 16. That leaves with a 13 lap sprint till the end, I believe. $14 lap sprint till the end if we get going on lap 16. I don't know, I can't do maths. So we'll get going. We could get going again. They'll do it about halfway down the straight if we are going to get going. Yeah, safety car in then. So we're going to have 15 laps of racing. And basically, Wads is going to have to defend like crazy and weave like crazy going on to the start finish straight. To then keep ahead of Mechanic, and if he manages to stay ahead of Mechanic, he's got to build a bigger gap as possible. Hope that him and Mechanic can Spry fight before his tyres fall off on probably about lap 24. And then it's going to be 5 laps of hell for him as he looks to hang on before the hard drivers probably come from him start to make a move potentially later on. That's basically going to be his strategy. Daniel T somehow making a move. Okay, hopefully we don't get any instance, but we go green flag and we're racing once again here. So Wads gets away well. No napping, no from Mechanic as we get onto the start finish line. This time on the light from Raider Bomb in the sprint. And into turn 1 we go. It's Wads from Mechanic from Spry, the 2 championship leaders with 1 in between them. Leclerc here make a move here on turn 1 now as he makes his way through with Docs. These 2 have been going nick and took it all race, and they're going at it again here as they go into turn 1. I imagine that battle is going to be raging on for the next 15 laps. It wouldn't surprise me. Based on what we've seen already, as now we make our way through and Mechanic went deep there going into 6 and now into 7 and now to the first sector we go. The slipstream's going to be deployed and Spry is all over the back of Mechanic here on this opening lap of the race. Mechanic struggling to get them hard tyres warmed up. Spry has got them hard tyres warmed up into the perfect operating window as they go wheel to wheel. It's the man who's looking to retake his championship lead at the end of this race, going wheel to wheel with the man 4th in the championship as they make their way through the corners. They always make contact here. Was there contact here? It was a little tap of the wheels, or should I say the end plate of the front wing of Spry and the rear right of Mechanic's McLaren. However, no damage looking likely for either 2, but they have lost a lot of time here as Spry going through this middle sector here, and it will be interesting to see, has he made damage, because he lost a lot of time indeed. No damage by the looks of it. So now we go into the straight here. Raider Bomb gaining on Shifty Wizard, not close enough though. And Docs is now in this battle with Leclerc here, or should I say Lurks is in a battle with Blackburn, and he's up into P9 now. Is Lurks. Docs not close enough after 1 lap of racing here. In this race till the end, it's Wads who sets a fastest lap, 6 tenths the gap behind. Mechanic is coming and so is Spry. Shifty Wizard though a further 1.4 off the back of that, and Raider Bomb's all over the back of Shifty Wizard. 4P4 in this race now as they make their way through the opening laps. However, Raider Bomb, the bit of lag by the looks of it, caused him to lose quite a lot of time there, and now he's under pressure himself from Oscar, who's looking to go round the outside. I've got migrating host, so that suggests no Blackburn's left the session. Okay. Can I invite him? But here goes Oscar into the corner, trying to make that move stick coming out of turn 6. Has he made it stick? Yes, he can. Raider Bomb gets a 3-second time penalty within that sequence as he went off track once again, and Leclerc now gets himself up into P7, 6 only for a brief moment before being re-overtaken. And now he's going to go round the outside again, and with the help of the slipstream in front, he's up into P6. Now I'm going to try and get an invite them. Do I even have Blackburn as a friend? Yeah. As we make our way through though, the gap 1 second, that was in front. DRS going to be activated next lap, and Spry has lost position. Is there damage on that car? I'm going to go check race director, because Spry's lost position and he had a 1.4 second gap, so it doesn't seem like that. No. Oscar's got a 3-second time penalty. So Wads goes and sets the fastest lap there as we go once again. But Spryler may have just lost position. I'm not too sure. DRS now enabled though this time around. Mechanic 1.1 behind. However, he's in this for the late game on the hard combat tyre. Like with Shifty Wizard and Spry here. Spry, what happened with him? We wonder. He's now 4.1 off the lead of this race. He was only about 1.1 a few laps ago. Mechanic gaining through these high-speed corners here as he's getting these tyres lighted up here, while Woods just has to take care of it for a bit more than those behind him do. And now we see Leclerc just making his way through before we watch Docs on board chasing down Raider Bomb. Blackburn involved with a battle with Lurks here, of course, though he's out of the session, and that means that it's just going to be an easy overtake for Lurks today, or it should be at least. If it's not, it's quite embarrassing. And Daniel T also holding on to the back of this battle now with DRS now activated. Shifty Wizard has got himself within DRS of Mechanic here, and maybe he's starting to potentially fight a late race lead out of nowhere, because of course Shifty Wizard hasn't at any point looked like he's in contention for a race win here, but at the moment he's just found a spring in his step on these hard compound tyres, and he looks to have ghosted for a momentary second there. He's ghosting through the McLaren here. Raider Bomb retires from the session. He's out of the session. We have a yellow flag slowing down on the straight. What's happened here with Raider Bomb? Where is Raider Bomb? Raider Bomb not showing up, so he's out of the race here. I'm not too sure what's really going on at the moment. So Raider Bomb's out, and now Shifty Wizard is ghosting through still here with Mechanic at the moment as they make their way through the corner. Shifty up into P2 he goes, Mechanic down into P3 now. Wards leads this race, however the gap is 1.2 between him and Shifty Wizard before Daniel T now is making his way through. Next up it comes in Blackburn now as he looks to make a move at any time soon, as he's also ghosting through, but Blackburn's out of the session, so that works out. I'm just going to say, do I have Rider or Raider Bomb? I don't think I have him. Why do I have so many friends? Raider, if you're on the stream, send me a friend request and I can get you back in if you need. I don't know how you lag out your own lobby, but it's just to make up for you. I'm trying to work out who's ghosting through who at the moment, because some people are just like lagging everywhere. I did send you an invite though, Blackburn, so if you didn't get it, I can send you another one, and then yeah, tell me if you do need another after this. I'm just trying to see what's going on with drivers, because of course Shifty's now taking the lead of the race. Oh my days, man. So Shifty up into the lead of this race, and potentially looking on for a first ever race win here in Drive to Survive for the reigning world champion after never winning a race despite being the winless champ. And Watts isn't really making an impression here. He's 7/10 down and he's not even gaining with DRS at the moment. Mechanics it's P3, Spry P4. What has happened to him? Has he made that? He doesn't look like he has damaged Spry either. So Spry, something's happened, and ultimately he's losing so much time in positions. Blackburn still going wheel to wheel here, his AI, before we see Oscar now gaining into turn 5 as he follows the slipstream and the car of the blue and white hard tyres of Spry Apples, who looks really good for a race win here, and ultimately he's just dead in terms of pace. There's nothing there for the Williams, and I'm not too sure why. I just feel very odd at the moment in this race. I don't know why I feel very odd, but I'm watching it and I just think, why are some drivers just so slow to what we saw? Mechanic seems really slow all of a sudden. Woods seems really slow. Spry getting overtaken now by Oscar. Spry struggling like crazy here as Oscar makes a move up the inside there, and that's a brilliant move by Oscar in all fairness as they ride up the curb and up into P4 he goes. But Woods P2 now, of course, so he's on the medium tyre, and I expect his tyre to drop off at some point in this race anyway. But Shifty Wizard with a 1.1 gap now out in front and leading this race. Now we join on board with Oscar here, who's made that move, but he's going to be under pressure from Spry, who doesn't have DRS. Has anyone got DRS? I'm so confused, man. Why doesn't Spry have DRS there? Unless he has DRS now. Does anyone have DRS? Unless there's like a glitch or going something on. And this lobby seems really dodgy at the moment. Everyone just seems to like... Seems like there's a lot of ghosting going on. Of course we saw Shifty making his way up the field with ghosting, and then it's like there's no DRS for anyone, it feels like. Lurks should have DRS, so we'll wait and see what he's doing. Lurks doesn't have DRS when he goes onto the straight. I'm super confused. Because of course, maybe I just didn't realise that Spry wasn't within position because he's 1.5 off now, but Lurks... The wing ain't open, but he's gaining a lot. So... I'm going to go with the theory that it's just not showing up when they have the rear wing open, as Leclerc gets a 3-second time penalty now. They make their way through here into turn 10 or 11, one of the two. But out of the final sector they go now as Blackburn still not able to get back in at the moment. Let me know if you need an invite, mate, before we get onto the straight here at the moment. And now onto the back straight we go within the slipstream, and this should be DRS, and still no DRS is open in here, so mind blown, I'm confused. Maybe there is DRS for Lurks as we join on board with him. Is he gaining too much? He's only gaining about a tenth. Yeah, but the thing is, Spry doesn't undercut. I think it's. I think Spry. I think he's just lost so much time already. I don't think it's possible anymore. Not with what laps we have remaining here. I'm just really confused with the DRS situation. So it's either it's not showing up or there's just no DRS for drivers. And Lurks is the only one. Well, Nick, we can measure it off now in the lights of them. But Lurks should be popping up if he has DRS, so I'm confused as hell. But yeah, whatever's happening there happens there. But now we make our way into the next set of corners. Ward's slowly starting to come under pressure from Mechanic as his medium tyres go off. Mechanic's hard tyres starting to light up here in this race. However, Shifty Wizard is flying out in front and he's living the dream here in Miami as the party life is starting to happen within his head. He's thinking of that first race win, which may be inbound in only a few laps' time as he makes his way through here, about to start lap 22 of 29. He's leading this Miami Grand Prix. Wads P2, Mechanic P4, Oscar P4, and then Mechanic P3, Oscar P4, and then Spry P5 at the moment in the standings of this Miami Grand Prix. For now, no DRS though for anyone on that straight. Lurks, so should have DRS. It's not popping up. I'm going to presume he has it though. As now we go on to the straight, he's gaining even further. Does he have DRS? Yes, he has to have DRS, and it just must be a glitch within visuals because there's no way he's gaining that much on a straight just based on pure speed, unless he has gone for that pure speed. As now we see this backpack fighting for positions here, and actually it's some points, minor points positions here. As Nick, he gets a 3-second time penalty, that's going to be costing him a few points, or just a point, should I say? As he's dropped down into P12 when that's added on to the current timesheets. But that leaves with Nick, Lurks, Leclerc and Oscar all on time penalties now. His Mechanic is starting to gain here, up in P3. He's now within the DRS of Wads, up in P2. And maybe Mechanic can start to light up his race and potentially find the way back to the race lead. However, a 5.3 second gap is going to be hard to catch for Wads alone. A further 6 seconds is going to be even harder for Mechanic here if he gets past Wads in the next couple of laps. There is DRS, it's not showing up because I heard the button click. So yeah, there is definitely DRS, it's just a visual glitch on the game's part. That's not cleared up fully. But now we make our way through these tricky corners where you've got to be so patient here, because if you get on any throttle earlier than you need to, you're spinning into the wall. However, they've kept this quite nicely here, but Mechanic they're getting a big bump there off the underside of the curb on the edge of his car. But now he's going to get onto the straight again, where he looks to pick up the better exit with better grip. He does get the grip. I'll invite you. Just give us a sec to see what's happening here as he's gaining the slipstream now. He's going to try and make the move around the outside. Will he make that move stick around the outside? They go wheel to wheel into the hairpin now. Wads tries to keep position. However, Mechanic's going to bat it on the outside of the track now. Can he make this move stick around the outside? It's better grip, it's better traction. Coming out the corner into turn 1. Into the final corner. He goes into turn 1 into a momentary second. Mechanic up into P2 now. And now I will send you that invite, Blackburn. If I find you. There you go. So now into P2 and catching Shifty Wizard is now Mechanic over a 7.2 second gap. That's going to be hard to overturn in what we have left for him. He's got 7 laps to gain about a second each lap with DRS at the end. He may get a bit more. Look, it's going to be tough for him though, to say the least. Next up is going to be Spry, who's also starting to find time now on his tyres. Of course, their medium starting to wear for the cars out in front, and Spry now is starting to use that to advantage here, and maybe there's still a chance that he takes the championship lead come the end of this race. Of course, he's got to finish ahead of Wads. If he finishes ahead of Wads, he may just... No, he won't do it actually. Yeah, Spry had to finish quite a lot ahead of Wads to take a championship lead here, but he will ignite a championship challenge, shall we say. But he's getting in these little corners where he's just being much more patient, getting a bit more better grip, and ultimately it's helping him so more than it needs to be for Oscar in P4. But now they make their way out the corner and onto the back straight they go here for the time being. It's DRS open now for Spry. He's going to be draining his battery here as we see his battery somewhere. battery draining, and he's really not got any battery here. Oscar, on the other hand, has got about half percentage more battery, but that DRS just helping him ever so slightly as he tries to hang it around the outside here as Spry. He's going to go for the same move which Mechanic did on Wads, and he does that exact same move. It's like deja vu as he makes his way up into P4 now and charges down a potential podium position against his championship rival in P3 as it stands, while Shifty Wizard comfortably out in front and extending that lead ever more in the Red Bull today. Leclerc P6 at the moment, not under pressure from anyone, while Oscar is P5 and he is trying to pressure, but he gets another 3-second time penalty, make that 6 total for the time being. Blackburn, his AI, or maybe he's back in the race. I did send him an invite. If he does need one, he'll let me know, I'm sure. Is going wheel to wheel here with Lurks at the moment, and I think they are both racing for the time being. That's because if this is an AI fighting, well, oh my, that would be some AI. But Lurks is trying to dive down the inside here with DRS now for the time being. Can he make that move to look up into turn 8 or 9? Here we go now, as he could dive down the inside, however, just has to back out for the time being. Next up, we see this battle out in front once again, however, nothing really going on for Wads as he's trying to gain, but he's losing more time and time by the laps as they go by. Oscar also starting to be in that same boat, the medium tyres. We said lap 24 they would go off, and I'm pretty much spot on with that, if I do say so myself, so I give myself a pat on the back for that. But Lurks once again going to be gaining here in the straight, and now DRS available to him to try and make a move up into P8. Now as he's gaining, but he's hardly got any battery there compared to Blackburn's AI. I presume it's Blackburn, or his AI. I don't actually know. But yeah, okay. It does look to be his AI because he's ghosting. I don't know, unless his internet's just mad today. Like, it's not really working at all. But as they go into the straights, it's Lurk still down in P9, and then Nick also looking to gain a fair few, but he's not really closing up at all. And now we follow on board with Shifty Wizard, who's up to 10.2 seconds. The gap out in front here. Never won a race here in Drive to Survive as Shifty Wizard. However, he may be ending that winless run here this time round today in Miami. The winless champ, of course, of Season 1. Looks to be winning a race here in Season 2 where he won't be world champion, not at the moment, but maybe can start a championship challenge tonight. As we look to Dox here, who's trying to make a move here on Leclerc. These two have been battling out all race, and still none of them prepared to give this position up for P6 at the moment, where it may not be the most points in the world. However, it means everything to these two in this Miami Grand Prix, where they've been going from sprint and race. They've never stopped at all. The Ferrari and the Williams is almost like the early 90s battles which we saw between Ferraris and Williams, to be fair, these two guys. So it's nice to see that, a bit of a throwback. I can see, you know. I'm pretty sure I'm seeing it too. Unless I just have another guy called Blackburn as well, which would be very coincidence. I don't think so. But now we make our way through onto this back straight. We go not onto the back straight, onto the start finish straight now. DRS now available for Dox here, who's not really getting too much into this back straight, and ultimately isn't getting too much onto the start finish straight alike. As these two are probably the only two really battling. Nick also battling further down towards the field at the moment in P12 in that final points position. Should be pretty comfortable for that, unless he spins out, because Needle isn't really any closer himself. Do I have you as a friend on it? Can I view your profile on Xbox? Oh, anyway, it doesn't really matter anyway, because people aren't really racing anyone. Try this. That's pausing. That's good. Let me know if that one worked. But here we follow on board Spry now, who isn't really getting as much as he would like. However, he's still got time here as Spry. Yeah, Blackburn's down back. So Spry's still got time here to potentially get a podium position late on. It could work out for him when penalties are added, because I'm very confident that Wads will get a penalty if incidents are reported in the race, because from the sprint race. Because honestly, I do think he made decisions. And yeah, EIR trust, because man, I've been confused for about a third of this race, thinking what's going on with the DRS, thinking have we even got DRS. I think it would have been noticed, of course, but it's like DRS ain't showing up. I'm super confused for half of it. Yeah, we carry on going, and DRS is there. It just doesn't look as It just looks a bit weird when they're gaining a lot on a straight, even though it's not saying there's DRS when there is DRS. I don't know how to explain. But here goes Lurks on Blackburn, and Blackburn into the pits. You get front wing damage when you join back. Maybe she'll let you keep driving for you, because ultimately this isn't very good. But maybe you're going for a fastest lap, whatever. I'm not too sure. But on lap 27 of 29 we go here. We have Daniel T here in P10. Trying to make a move anytime soon on the guy in front. However, it's more likely Nick's going to be making a move on him soon enough, but he's got a time penalty, Nick, so it's not really looking like that he's going to be finding any more positions come the end of this race, because even if he does make an overtake, you'll have to go about 2 seconds quicker per lap just to extend 1.5 seconds quicker per lap, should I say, to clear that time penalty when he does that move if he does. But Lurk's here now. Nothing really to fight for him in P8 at the moment. We're after Blackburn into the pits, so a lonely P8 is going to be to round out this race. So it's the battle for P2 at the moment, because Ward's out of nowhere now has started to come back alight with Oscar. So the two medium runners who looked to have fell off a cliff with their tyres now both fighting back, and Shifty's do we do a lobby restart? Do we do a lobby restart and go for like a 3-lap race, because Spry's now I'm lost, man. EA is messing with my head, like, why is Spry leading? Why is Spry leading the race? Spry was literally like what? Spry was... I am mad confused, man. This game, man, is weird as out, because this is... Shifty now... Yeah, man. Shifty was leading and now... What? So Spry took the lead of the race for like 40 seconds, for about a minute, and now Shifty's back in the lead of the race. Yeah, mind blown, I'm lost. But Woods is gaining here for P2 at the moment. It's been a chaotic since the safety car. I've been confused as anything. There's not really been much commentate because of the confusion, but yeah, I do apologise for the way that it's turned out in this race. Here comes Woods now, who's... Shifty's... What? How is Shifty P4 now? Right, so I'm going to go off the... Right, so... It may look like that's the race standings, however, I believe Shifty Wizard is winning. It's weird as anything what's going on. Spry's now up into P2, apparently. I'm not too sure how he's overtaking Mechanic here. Spry's overtaking Mechanic by not even overtaking him. What? Yeah, I'm so confused. I'm just trying to work out what's going on. So, from my accounting, it's Shifty who's leading. Okay, Spry now leads the race. Yeah, and so this is the order which we should have. Yeah, that's the order. That's the correct order which I was about to say. It's so confusing, man. I'm losing my head here with what's going on. But yeah, so that's the order which is now correct here at the moment. Bit weird, but yeah. We move, I guess, as we make our way through here with Wads on board at the moment. He's going to be going for a last lap overtake on Mechanic here onto the back straight. However, Shifty Wizard has never won a race here in Drive to Survive, as now he makes his way out of the final corner. He was the winless champion in Season 1, and in Season 2 though, he won't be going winless at all, and maybe it's time to ignite a championship challenge. This is the party's on here in Miami. Shifty Wizard, for the first time ever, wins a race here in Drive to Survive, as he takes P1. It says P4, it's P1 in my books, because I'm going off what I've seen. Is there's contact there between Spry and someone else. Mechanic, I'm guessing, has got P2. Is my belief. I think Mechanic gets P2 and Watts will round off the podium in P3, and he looks to retake the championship lead after losing that championship lead. He retakes it into this race coming out of Miami. Spry will finish P4, I believe, when all results are sorted out. Yeah, Spry should finish P4 as he drops off this championship challenge by a few points after a disappointing sprint race. But however, he's been brilliant today as Spry as he's managed to make that comeback from P13. Shifty P4, what? How is that right? What? Shifty was leading though. But Shifty was leading on track. What? Man, this is confusing as fuck. But on track it looks like he's leading. But if he's leading on track, then he was ahead on track. I'm just saying. So I don't know who's won. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, okay. This is the result. This is the result. I guess Shifty Wizard remains winless for the time being. So it's a podium of Mechanic, Spry, and Wads then. I think. I don't know, man. I'm lost. So Mechanic wins. Spry retakes the championship lead, or will retake the championship lead because Wads will get penalties added, in my opinion, for the sprint, and will lose that sprint lead if Spry reports him. However, it doesn't report him, Wads will lead the championship. Unless Wads bribes the FIA officials, which he could do, but they were penalties which he did to the drivers in front, in my opinion. So as it stands until penalties are added, Wads leads the championship. Spry sits P2. Shifty sits P4 then apparently now. Yeah. Drivers of the day. Let's just skip to that. Mechanic gets driver of the day vote. Spry gets a driver of the day vote, and then I'm also going to give one to Daniel T. Yeah, Daniel T can have one. Brilliant race from him to get up into P7 here. So Daniel T, Mechanic, and Spry all for the driver of the day vote, which you can see in Discord. That's all from us on Drive to Survive today. It's been a bit of a weird race. I don't know what's really happened at all. I thought Shifty and I thought this one. I don't know what happened. They were swapping and changing, but yeah. See you later, guys. Be sure to check out Div2 later on, and be back for next week in round 9.